Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Undead Gaming Cast, episode 19. I'm your host, Rob the Undead Gamer, and welcome to the monthly podcast where we discuss games and the industry and stuff and things. Joined with me, as always, is Mr. SingularityJosh. Welcome.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing?
And Mr. Naz, I'm knocking the fucking table with this chair. It's so big, it doesn't fit here. Mr. Naz Dragonheart.
A chair just absconded with my introduction.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
Do it again, Rob.
refuse
Do it
to
again.
do anything now.
Do it again.
Oh, I'm stopping the live stream.
No, just kill it
starting
dead. That's
again.
it. Podcast is done.
Starting again. No, I can't. I've got to start it from scratch. Redo. Retake.
Rebuild. Another 6 months. Take it away.
So, yes, welcome. As stated, this is the monthly podcast where we just talk about video games, the industry, and stuff and things. Now, if you're new to the podcast, welcome. Hope you enjoy a lovely time here listening or watching us, however you're choosing to indulge and take in this media and this information that you have before you. Welcome. So, generally, we start off talking about the games in which we've been playing this month in our lives, and then we move swiftly on to the news topic or news topics of this month. And trust me, it's a doozy. If you've seen the title of the broadcast, you'll know it's a doozy, and we're not happy about it. And then we plug ourselves to the high heavens, and that's it for a month, basically. So, without further ado, SingularityJosh, what have you been playing this month?
Oh my god. So this month, those of you who follow my channel know that this month for streaming and stuff has been entirely just a mess because I've had such an insanely busy August.
Yeah, my channel's gone to shit too.
Yeah, no, it's fine, dude. It's just the way it is, sadly. Like, just
life.
You know, yeah. I mean, like, I had a wedding and then a week to prepare for a LARP and then the LARP and then the come down from that. So, that was a thing. So, I mean, I played just off the top of my head, I played a little tiny bits of stuff, but not anything to great detail, I guess. So I don't think I talked about it before, but I picked up PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and I had a couple of games of that to start with, which I know is well, because I actually quite like the game.
Nope. Shut up. Get out.
Nope.
I do genuinely quite enjoy a survival thing, and I do quite like PvP as well. And I like.
Do you also enjoy playing buggy pieces of shit?
I bought No Man's Sky.
Yes, I suppose that says it all, really.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. But no, to be fair, actually, I haven't encountered any bugs at all with the 10 or so games of PUBG that I played. It was fine. I have not really played much since. I played Darkest Dungeon for a little bit, which was good fun.
I really want to play Darkest Dungeon.
You'd really like it. I just had a problem streaming it where I streamed it one day and it was fine and I had it all full screened, and then for some reason the next day I went to stream it, it just a little tiny bit in my fucking corner.
I take it you got it on PC, I assume.
Yeah, I got it on PC. I tried to collect it all, change the resolutions, put it out of windowed mode, did all the stuff that I could do. Couldn't do it. I was live on air. I turned it off. I played about an hour and a bit of Salt and Sanctuary, which is a very good game, which is kind of like a sort of 2D Dark Souls kind of thing. Really enjoyed that. And then I also started playing just before the end of last week in preparation for Destiny 2. I figured, like, let's just play a game. Let's just stick with it for a couple of weeks before Destiny 2 comes out. Which will be kind of like my mainstay from here on in, more or less, once it actually drops on the 4th of September, I think it is.
8th.
Is it the 8th? Yeah. That's how
that's super soon.
Games, yeah. It's a couple of weeks' time. It's not very far at all.
Next week.
It's Fortnite.
Literally next week.
Yeah, next week. It's Fortnite.
What? Oh.
Which is actually really good.
Sorry, I got really confused there because it was all about times, and then you said Fortnite, and I had to just...
That's what I'm playing. That's what I'm playing.
That survival zombie thing.
Yeah, it's actually very good. It's very, very good. I don't understand why it's going to be a free-to-play game, because it's so polished, it could very easily be a full title.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the building is really, really beautiful and intuitive. The shooting feels really good. The graphics are really nice, and it's made by Epic.
Free to play.
It's going to be free to play, yeah.
When?
Like 2018, I think. It's like one of these like
Oh no, I can see where they're going with that. It may
Well,
lay
no,
into
it's
the
like
stuff.
it's like a pay. It's kind of like like your kind of smites or your paladins.
Oh
where
yeah,
you,
I get it.
where you pay in early and then they become kind of like
But
one
I
of
can't see where
those.
that's going though. In
But
terms
I
of
mean,
if it's going to free to play, and they've said it's going free to play, I can see where that's going, and I can see
yeah,
why they're going to take it in that direction.
When was it released?
it came
Last month.
came out the end of July.
Oh, okay.
It's been out for about a month now in like this kind of early access, open,
Ugh.
closed beta thing.
Ugh.
But actually, the game is. I don't understand why they haven't just released it.
For
the
those
game's
of us
put-
like
they did.
myself who don't know what Fortnite is, could you
thought they
explain
did.
what it is?
Yeah, so it's a
I thought they released it.
tower. It's kind of a sort of tower defense esque survival-ish kind of game, where basically you have like an object you need to protect from zombies, and then you kind of go around, and before you start, you scavenge like a bunch of things, like you hit trees and stones and cars and take like materials and craft your guns and stuff and your ammo, and then you start the encounter, and then it's just waves of zombies. It's actually really, it's very, very simple, and it's nothing particularly new, but the way that it's done is really, really fun, and it's actually like, I find the most sort of irritating bit of it is the time that you're not actually playing the game, like, because there's a bit of micromanagement in the menus and stuff, like doing kind of work groups and survival and skills, and also it has loot crates as well.
Oh,
As it's a free to play game, of
Oh,
course.
look great.
right.
More on that
But-
story later.
We'll get
Yeah,
into it.
I don't like that model they're doing.
No, I'm not particularly keen on the actual
I'm not
model,
a fan.
but I'm genuinely surprised that it's not a kind of like a 20 quid you just get the game kind of thing.
They've
I'm
picked
surprised
two
it's
business
going...
models, so they're going to have their cake and eat it.
Yeah, I
like
mean that's
that.
basic. It
I
just comes
don't
down
like
to
that.
it comes down to greed ultimately, but the game could be a full game with how it is and how it works. It's really, really nice.
Oh, it is a full game. They're selling it as a full game.
It's a
right
really
now,
and it's a bloody good game as well.
which they've ruined.
With a shitty business model.
Really crappy. Don't like it.
I assume it's from an indie dev, is it?
No, it's from
No.
Epic.
It's
Oh.
from People Can Fly, I believe.
No, it's
Who did
Epic.
Bulletstorm. No, but I believe the team that worked on it also
okay,
worked on
sure.
Bulletstorm.
Who are under Epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Damn, okay.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
Yep.
The developers are Epic and People Can Fly.
Yep, 1
Yeah.
point to Naz.
Well done, Naz.
You know what I'm doing.
Oh my goodness.
Keeping score.
It's alright, I only
Well-
had dentistry 4 hours ago. I'm on it.
That's
But yeah,
that's
kind
bullshit.
of more or less me. I think I haven't really done. I'm just having a quick doozy back through my Steam list just to see. But I think that's more or less it. Oh, and I played a little bit of Sniper Elite 3 as well.
How's
That's
that?
a solid game.
Sniper Elite 3,
How is that?
pretty fun, pretty satisfying, shooting Nazis in the face,
I bet, yeah.
And the balls.
watching their skulls explode, and
Especially
slam
with
them.
recent events, am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, Rainbow Six Siege was free to play this weekend.
Oh, cool.
I had a
What
go
on
at
Steam?
Yeah, and it's
Awesome.
actually really good. Really
is, yeah.
enjoyed it. It's kind of feels like Counter-Strike.
Have you heard what they're doing with that game?
No.
Oh, yeah, they're
gonna
taking
take out
maps
some
away.
of the maps to rework them, but
And-
some of the maps may not come back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
weird.
they're taking shit away now.
The Ubisoft
You know.
excuse is like there's not enough like memory in the cloud and stuff, and it's all like it's just bullshit. It's just an absolute bullshit excuse.
I swear to God, if they take Villa out of the game, I'll be so upset because I remember
They
like
might
I went
do.
into like a scenario thing,
Hmm.
just kind of like the single player before the before you get into the multiplayer stuff. There's
Yeah.
like 10 missions you can play, and I remember like landing in Villa and being so excited because it was my favorite map on Rainbow Six Siege Vegas 2. No, Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
Yeah.
Such a good map, and I just had so much nostalgia. I was like, I kind of crept through and I was like, this seems oddly familiar. Oh my God, it is. and kind of had like a big sort of like nostalgia throwback. So if they take that out, I'll be really disappointed.
Yeah, there's a lot of that at the minute. Overwatch is getting that update, changing Mercy. I was looking for the trophy list going, there's a trophy for reviving a load of people with Mercy. Yeah. You won't be able to do that anymore.
Oh my god, no, but that Mercy update is going to be so good.
Oh, mega.
Mercy is going to be fucking amazing, you know?
Pretty much.
It's actually going to take some skill to play as well, which is nice. Rather than just run around holding your trigger.
Yeah, I think of the healers, she's definitely the easiest healer to play.
She's very two-dimensional. She's kind of like a one-trick pony, as far as I'm concerned.
That's the point of her, isn't it? So you can get people introduced to the game. Let them know that there are other roles other than shooting.
Yeah, which is true. I mean, she's a good intro healer, but then I think Lucio is probably like just as easy to play, and probably teaches you a little bit more about the game. Because with Lucio, you can literally just.
He's more representative of the game. I'm talking about bringing people in who necessarily play these kind of games.
I guess.
Which she does provide, because it's not like, oh, I've got a tiny gun, it does nothing, really.
Man, her gun's a fucking machine now.
Yeah, but again, as I say, in the grand scheme of things, you're not going out there to shoot stuff, you're going out there to heal and buff.
Yeah, which is
Those
true.
are your roles. So you can give somebody that, it's like, oh, okay, so you're no good at shooting a bit, that's fine. Just go heal and buff people. It's an easy role. Anybody can do it. It's just another like little step on for people. And if they like that, they can start playing other heroes.
Yeah. I've been giving Winston a jam actually, like the last week. Winston is so good.
Winston's really good.
Hadn't even realised how good he was. Literally hadn't even realised. And then I was just like, and then I played him like yesterday or something. I was like, oh, I understand this now. And just
a lot of heroes, you get that sometimes, and it just snaps his face.
Just snapped, and I was like, oh, I understand now.
I see the hidden depths here. Hidden depths.
But yeah, that's more or less me. That's me. I haven't really been playing much else.
Awesome, cool. Okay, well, in that case, we shall move on to Naz Dragonheart. What have you been playing?
You don't want to talk about what you've been playing yet, Rob?
I can talk now if you want. If you want to go last,
yeah, let's go for it. Say what you've been playing.
Well, I mean, similar
on
to
this video game podcast.
Yes, similar to Josh. Not
Why
an
have
awful
I done
lot.
that?
Huh?
Carry on.
Okay. Similar to Josh, not a lot. Been a busy month as well. But aside from...
Almost as if our schedules are the same, Rob.
Pretty much, they have been this month, yeah. And aside from, again, cracking on with The Witcher 3, which I'm still loving and enjoying, I have been predominantly playing board games this month, to be honest. Like, any sort of time gaming has been spent sort of playing board games. So I went Saturday, went to a stag do. And part of our evening shenanigans, we rented a room at a local games shop and basically played board games for about 6 hours, which was really awesome.
Seems good.
And we played a game that I've been wanting to play ever since I heard about it. I heard about it a couple of months ago, and ever since then I've just been really wanting to play it. And luckily the store had a copy which we rented essentially.
What was the game?
And played. And the game is called Captain Sonar, which is an awesome game.
I've heard a lot of good things about Captain Sonar.
I've totally skipped the radar on this, and I actually do quite like my board games, so do indulge.
It's fantastic. I'm definitely going to pick it up at some point. And it's a really reasonable price. It's about just over £30.
All right.
Which is really reasonable for it. But basically, it's a 2 to 8 player game with teams of 4. And but there was only 6 of us, so we did 3v3, which you can do. And basically, you play the crew of a submarine. Okay. Each team plays a crew of the submarine. And you've all got different roles. So you've got the captain, you've got the first officer, you've got the radio operator, and you've got the engineer. Now, the captains plot the course that the submarine goes on a map that you've got. And you basically vocalize those directions that you're going. So north, east, south, so on and so on. Now, the first officer, as the captain makes his move, essentially, the first officer begins to charge up the abilities that the submarine has. So that's either torpedoes, mines, sonar, and a silence move and stuff like that. So, and once they're fully charged up, they'll say that they're available, and just to let the team know, essentially. And then, if they're available and can be used, that's up to the engineer to sort of say. So, the engineer is obviously looking after the ship's mechanics and its engine and all that sort of thing. But as the captain makes his moves and the course of the submarine, the engineer is ticking off bits of machinery that are basically getting broken the more you move. So, but if you link, I'm describing this really badly, but I'm trying the best.
Sounds
here.
very confusing, yeah.
It's legit. When you actually play it, though, it's really not confusing at all.
It's one of those things, though. It's like how easy realistically is Betrayal to play.
Yeah, but to describe it.
How hard is Betrayal to explain?
Yeah. So as you're going about, the submarine is sort of losing power and stuff like that. So the engineer is like ticking off those systems that can't be used anymore. If you get one cross on like a section of whether it's like your weaponry or your tech stuff, then you can't use any of those abilities. But if you string together a certain set of moves, so like east, north, 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 for example, you can get those systems back online because they're all sort of like linked together through circuitry. However, if your submarine is sort of like broken, you have to surface. Now, when you surface, you have to let the other team know where your submarine is, because the aim of the game is, which I probably should have started with, is to destroy the other team's submarine. You've got to work out where they are in the map and destroy them. Now, how you find out where they are is the radio operator's job. The radio operator is listening to the other team's captain, who, as I said, when they're saying like the direction of the submarine, they have to be vocal about it. So the radio operator is listening to the enemy captain trying to plot their course and work out where they are, so you can go find them and blow them up, essentially. So that's Captain Sonar explained very badly.
Good. I can see. So what happens when it's three? Like, so you've just said there's 4 roles there, but you've got, say you played 3-on-3. So what, do you go without one, or does somebody just?
So the 3v3 rules are basically the person who's playing the captain. I was playing the captain for our team. The person who's playing the captain also has to take on the role of the first officer. Right,
sure. So you just double duty.
You sort of multitask. I mean, they're enough. The roles are all enough to do with 4 people, but you sort of like skip out a few rules or extra rules that the first officer can do, because the captain can do them as well, whilst they're playing the first officer as well. So it's easy to do with 3 people, but 4 people obviously would be more fun. But basically, you're all playing real time, so both teams are playing at exactly the same time. So it's all a bit manic and stuff. So when you want to use an ability, you basically stop the game and say, I'm using this, and then certain abilities are used.
So what, are you continually moving, or is it like
everyone's continually moving?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's a manic game, but it's
frantic.
It's really good. I mean, there are 2 ways to play it. There is like the real-time version, which we played in the end, and then the turn-based version, which they obviously recommend to start off with, so you understand the rules of the game, etc. But we played 3 games of it, so we did 1 turn-based, and then the other 2 we did real-time, and all 3 games my team won, because we're sick.
GG.
Damn straight. HMS Banter Prize.
Of course it fucking is.
Captain Dickard, what you got?
Of course you are.
So yeah, I mean, I've explained Captain Sonar really poorly, but it sounds fucking awesome. It is awesome.
When Rob says shit like that, it just doesn't even fucking faze me anymore. Just okay.
But yeah, Captain Sonar, definitely check it out. I've explained it really badly, but if you get a chance to play it, go play it. I'm definitely picking it up at some point. So. Yeah.
I'd be really interested to see if like Tabletop or somebody has done an episode on it at some point.
I know Shub and Sit Down have done one, and it was quite good.
All right, well maybe it's a thing that you should go watch a game and
definitely
to get your head around it, and then go pick it up and play it.
Even like watching a game is like just as exciting, just because there's so much going on at the same time. Like no one's like sitting down. Like I think it's a really good game that engages everyone. Like no one's sitting around waiting for their turn. Everyone's constantly doing something. And when it gets to a stage where you feel you've got the drop on the other team's submarine, that's it's really exciting, it's really awesome. And
is it a one-hit kill because the game, like, you're constantly moving?
No, so you've got like 4 health basically. It's the hull of the submarine is like 4 health. So if you get a direct hit on the enemy submarine with like a torpedo, for example, that's 2 points of damage, or even with a mine, it's 2 points of damage. All the torpedoes and the mines have got like an area effect as well around them for about like 9 squares or something. So if you're not a direct hit and you're like in the area of effect, then you just take 1 point of damage. But you can take damage yourself if you don't repair your submarine and their equipment properly. If you just keep using the submarine and, dwindling down your resources or your machinery and mechanics, then you're just going to sort of end up taking damage yourself. So,
okay, that seems interesting.
Yeah. Again,
I just wonder, because obviously, like you said, because you move in so quickly around. Like, I wondered if it was just because the game is so frantic, if it was a one-hit kill. But I suppose if somebody just takes a lucky pot shot at you or whatever, and hits you, then it's a bit shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense that you get more than one.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, at the same time, you're spending so much time trying to work out where the other submarine is whilst plotting your course and trying to avoid them, and then get the jump on them, and then you've obviously got that. There's also I could engage in an attack on the enemy team, but then they might have more resources to hand than we do at the time, so they could just drop an attack on us and be better. So it's quite a hectic game, but it's awesome. It's really awesome. Again, as I've said, I explained it really badly, I think, but I tried.
Alright, okay, well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, awesome game. And the other, another board game I played was Cthulhu Pandemic.
Oh, okay. Well,
Nice.
we were talking about that the other week, weren't we? When we played Pandemic and crushed it.
Yeah. So, obviously, there's like lots of expansions for Pandemic, the base game, which is an awesome game. If you haven't played it, definitely go play it. Where you're basically a bunch of like medical people trying to cure diseases all over the world. But Cthulhu Pandemic is much in the same vein as Pandemic. It's a Pandemic game, but obviously very Cthulhu-esque and H.P. Lovecrafty.
Yeah.
But it's not just a reskin of Pandemic. It's got enough difference and a few different additional systems to warrant buying it yourself. It's not just like Monopoly has got so many different versions, but they're all just reskins.
Monopoly, yeah.
Yeah, this isn't just a reskin of Pandemic to make it all Cthulhu-y. It's still at its core Pandemic. And
I'm legit
like
looking
Pandemic.
at it on Amazon now, and it looks, like if you didn't know what Pandemic looked like or whatever, like it does look almost like a totally different game, even in the way it's laid out.
Yeah, and but it's got enough new additional systems that make it specific for Cthulhu to make it warrant playing and different to Pandemic.
Yeah.
So, plus it's a lot fucking harder. It's a lot harder.
Well, I mean, Pandemic isn't exactly the easiest game in the world, so
I don't find it that difficult, to be honest. But I don't know if that's just because when I've played it, like the teams I've been playing with have always been like really efficient. It's still really fun and can get out of hand really quickly if you're unlucky. But for the most part, you can
Pandemic
be alright.
a dozen. I think I must have played Pandemic a dozen times, and about 3 weeks ago was the first time I won it. I'd never won Pandemic until the other week.
Fair.
I come close before, but I've never actually managed to finish it out. I don't think.
But yeah, Cthulhu Pandemic, really good. Really, really
Cool.
good. Hectic as fuck, and you can die like very, very quickly. But then where would you be if it wasn't you weren't you're playing a Cthulhu game. What do you expect?
Welcome to Lovecraft. He does not give a fuck.
Nope. So yeah, it's like implemented new systems like sanity and stuff like that, and you can like Shoggoths can be summoned and. That shit gets real quick.
Is the sanity just an extra kind of way to flip the deck over that causes more bad shit to happen? Is that
a little bit? Yeah. Plus, if you want to undertake certain actions, then you have to roll a sanity dice, and you can either succeed or lose your sanity, or things just get a bit real really quick. And if you engage like the Shoggoth, then obviously you have to roll insanity. because otherwise you're coming up against something that's just
otherworldly.
Yeah. So, but no, it's a fucking hard game. It's like pretty unforgiving, but again, Cthulhu, Lovecraft, what do you expect? But very good.
Sweet.
Nice.
Very, very good. So yeah, that's basically it, really, to be honest. So Naz, tell us, what have you been playing, sir?
I played nothing. I can't get through that. Of course, I play video games because I'm the video games man on this video games podcast. So I'm just going to go through two ones I've been playing. Firstly, Sonic Mania. Picked that up middle of last month. It's a good game.
Is it?
But it's a good game. It's the best Sonic since the original trilogy, I'll be honest.
Fair.
I don't think there's been a genuinely really good game since then. And I think this one treads those same beats. That's doing Sonic CD a bit of a disservice. That was a good game. But yeah, it's kind of like a mix between a retread and a retelling almost.
Okay.
So, you get the original levels, but they've also been like respun. So you get the opening bars of Green Hill Zone, like the opening little bit. You get to do a little jump there, you go up there, do all the rest of it. Very familiar, and then it starts like throwing in different bits and new stuff it's layered in. Like they've just like expanded the level out, and you're just like, okay, that's cool. That's exactly what it needed. Like just to make it feel fresh but nostalgic at the same time. And there's a lot of that throughout the game. Like you can see when they've made like new levels or they've enhanced stuff from other levels, they've taken it from different bits. It's clearly that like as an indie team they were given like the kits and the stuff. We go, here's a whole bunch of assets from the original Sonic games, the old 2D ones. See what you can do with it, but also keep it true to the core of the game and nostalgic, so we can get that big nostalgia pop. So they made like I think it's 8 or 9 levels, maybe 10 total. It's hard to count. They kind of all sort of whiz past you at like lightning speed sometimes because you're going around them that quick.
Almost like at Sonic speed.
Almost at Sonic speed. I didn't want to fall into that trap. But I was about 2 words in trouble in that sentence. But yeah. But you get to see like a couple of original levels in there. But they've also like taken some like ideas and going, okay, let's try and weave this in there. So like for instance, there's like a kind of like popcorn machine in the like casino night type zone. So that's kind of fun. And there's a few other like new little moving bits, but a lot of it's just like a lot of callbacks and stuff that was in those original games. And I'd say it's all changed enough. There's enough like little hidden surprises and secrets and like stuff in there that like really like goes, oh, okay. There was a boss on the 3rd level that I did, which was a callback to I don't want to say it because it's a big spoiler, but it's a callback to something else. Did you
want me to put the spoiler alert thing up and then?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I could avoid it. It's fine. Like I say, it's not that far in the game. People pick it up. Sonic fans will definitely get what it is once it's there. But they'll do this boss fight, and it came down to like, they're not gonna. Oh, they are. That's good. This is great. There's just a lot of throughout that whole game. Just a lot of like, oh, this is a good bit. This is a good bit. And essentially, it's just a load of like little good moments that like sparked the nostalgia, but also made me feel like it was like kind of fresh as well. So I'm really keen to see what they're going to do when like, because there's going to be a sequel to this game because it's sold quite well now, I imagine.
I'm actually very, very, very surprised. I mean, because I saw it on Steam earlier, just like I figured I'd have a quick cheeky bash at something for while I was waiting for my tea to cook, and it's the top item on the Steam like front page,
like really
kind of games like £15.
Yeah,
like because when I was
not much.
When I heard people say to me before, "Oh, like Sonic Mania is coming out," I was genuinely expecting like a 3D Sonic game, which was
that's coming.
Harken back to like the original games. It was a hybrid of the two. Or whatever. I didn't really know anything about it. I was actually really, really impressed that it was only £15. I was expecting it to be like at least 25.
Yeah. Like I said, they've hit that indie market. Like they've got the guys in for like the indies. Like the main guy driving it is Christian Whitehead, who's done a lot of the Sonic games for the phone. So any iPhone like Sonic 2, 3 and stuff like that, he's helped make that transition over. And he's pulled together a good team who've like put these levels together and put the game together. And it's just absolutely great. They've done an amazing job with it. It's like I said, I just want to see what they're like.
I genuinely haven't played a Sonic game since about 5, but actually I haven't heard you talk about how good it is and stuff. Like I'd be semi-tempted to pick it up for the price.
It's great for the price. I picked it up on my Switch. It's a perfect Switch game.
I can imagine.
Because like the resolution, there's barely any difference between the two. Like it goes up and down so well. So like I'll be just chilling out on the train or whatever, playing a bit of a level, come home, pop in the dock, carry on. It's the perfect Switch game. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
Awesome.
I was never a big fan of the big 3D ones. Not looking forward to the new 3D one either. Not going to play it.
So is there any love interest in
reputation,
Sonic Mania?
No. No, they don't. They're not that good. So yeah, that's that. The other game that I've been playing as of today is the new Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle game. I've got to get that right because I keep trying to say Rayman Rabbids.
Is that Mario XCOM?
That is Mario XCOM, and it's really good actually.
With the Rayman rabbits.
Yeah, that's actually I'm on board. I'm a big fan of Rabbid Peach. She's great.
Rabbid Peach.
Rabbid Peach. She's really good. She does her job well on the battlefield, and she does have some good funny moments.
My Jesus, good God!
Yeah.
What has science created?
Yeah, can you explain this mess? Because I've just avoided it.
Right, hang on.
Avoided this mess. There was a man on stage having a little weep about his game, and fucking Miyamoto pointed him out and go, "Hello, you're doing a Mario game." Sonic and Mario. I'm playing Sonic and Mario. It's 2017. What am I doing with my life?
For those of you who haven't seen Rabbid Peach, I've just posted a quick link there.
Oh, God.
There is so much Rule 34 stuff out there of Rabbid Peach.
No, stop right there now.
There's so much
Stop
of
right
it.
Fucking there. No.
Honestly, if I go on the fan fictions now, there'll be loads of that as well.
Don't even.
I'll bang on that in the paywall part. Pay $5 to get in.
God damn it.
That's the actual game itself, though.
I mean that's the legit version, and that's terrifying. Let alone what the shit that you found on the deep dark web, Naz, you fucking monster.
I believe that
deep in there, mate. Just dip your hand in.
I believe that's termed as nightmare fuel.
Oh,
good God!
Well, I'm going to bring you back to the game. So the story of the game is very kind of simple. There's a girl who's invented a machine.
Preach.
Sure, go over me.
Sorry. Sorry.
You just have those little moments where you just talk to yourself and you don't realise two other people are with you in a podcast.
My apologies. Continue, Naz, please.
It's fine. So essentially, she's invented this machine that combines one thing with another, which is why you get to see stuff like Rabbid Peach and Petey Piranhas are made into lampshades in the levels, and a few other really funny things. You're trying to work them out as well as you go around. You go, what's that confusion of? There's one point where there's a big toilet-looking thing with white and green spots on it. I was like, AJ, I was like, I mean, maybe that's a Yoshi egg? I don't know. It's looking quite mossy, though.
It's obviously a piranha.
So it might be a mountain. I don't know. The toilet was fucking huge. It was like a mountain-sized. There was a rabbit sat in the middle on a rubber ducky with a metal chain choker thing.
Fucking hell.
It's just...
Is this game for children or for...
I don't know.
It's a game for children.
Peggy 18.
Could you imagine?
Rated R.
But look, the game at its core is kind of like XCOM, but also not like XCOM. So it's not like XCOM Lite. It's more like XCOM for kids. And you get a lot of playing the moves you can do. So a lot of the game revolves around you traversing and getting to cover and getting the good shots. So you get a couple of different things you can do. You can springboard people into different areas. You can use tunnels and stuff. I imagine there's a few other abilities later on you'll be able to unlock. I've only played a couple of hours now. But no, I'm a big fan of it.
Awesome.
I think it's done really well with the ideas it's come up with, and I look forward to getting a bit more out of it. Really do.
Well, I
really
suppose
do.
it's a new IP
Sort of,
and
It's
a
two old
take
IPs.
on the RTS genre, I guess, which you
Yeah.
know there isn't a lot of at the moment, and it's on the Switch, so
It's a shame, but it put fucking a season pass in there. Real shame.
of course it
Got a
did.
season pass.
It's got a season pass, £20.
Okay,
Goodness me.
that's interesting.
It's very Ubisoft.
Well, good luck with that. Whoever bought that.
Yeah.
Rip.
I mean, honestly, it's a really good game. Really good game. Bit soon for a season pass though. The day of release.
Well, I mean, they fucking sell
Oh, at
season
all.
passes months before release, don't they?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. Beyond that, I've been playing a bit of Grand Theft Auto Online. There's a new update today for a bunch of stuff with helicopters and planes and smuggling and stuff like that. Nothing exciting though.
It's nice to scratch the itch on GTI Online sometimes, though.
It's
Isn't
a good itch to scratch. Like the I know that like map so well now, like the back of my hand, and I keep finding myself getting lost in little bits, looking at the details and stuff like that. The other day, I found like a little back alley market. Just like, oh, I not come down here before and noticed all this. Look at all of this ethnicity and detailing in it. It's great. And I got off to go kill some more people.
It's one of those weird things with the GTI map, though, because there's so much detail packed into it. But you probably have seen it before, but you've probably driven through it at 100 miles an hour with the police chasing you.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you
Yeah.
don't ever really stop, and you've probably never actually walked around the map and seen all the cool stuff because you've just driven through it.
That was my
definitely.
one complaint with well, I think it's my one complaint with most Rockstar games like GTA, but especially like LA Noire. There's a lot in there you just sort of missed. It wasn't until like the later stage of the game where you're having to find all those clues and find out how that fucking serial killer, where he is and stuff, that you sort of take a moment to sort of stop and look around.
They put a
certain
lot of
areas,
stuff
but-
in the facial animation stuff. I think they lost a lot of detailing on the town of LA itself. Rockstar are more. I like the fact the little details are there, and I pick them up sometimes because it's like another moment where the game feels fresh again. It's like, oh, I didn't spot that before. Game feels fresh again.
Yeah.
And I think if you can do that, what, like 5-year-old game now?
Yeah.
2013, I believe it came out.
Yeah,
Like that.
like came out with the
4 or 5
release
years.
of, well, it re-released with the release of the current gen consoles, didn't it? So
Yeah, and it's still getting life.
yeah,
I
I
mean-
mean, it's definitely a game that I've not picked up and played, and I feel like I should at some point.
Yeah,
So
makes me want Red Dead more. Makes
I
me
mean,
want
yeah,
Red
to be
Dead
fair, like, I think, kind of going back to what Rob was saying about kind of exploring Rockstar games, I feel the one game that I really did explore, probably because you do most of it on horseback, you don't
Yeah.
do it really quickly,
yeah,
was actually
it's
Red
Red
Dead.
Dead. Yeah, 100%
Yeah.
agree. 100% agree. Because like again, like Josh said, with GTA, you're like, you know, for the most part driving past things at a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
But you sort of can't almost in Red Dead, and then what there is to see, you are actually exploring and seeing. Which
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could do it
is
on your
nice.
horse if you want to kill your horse, but you know what I mean, yeah.
Fuck that. But yeah, no, definitely agree. So yeah, is that all, Naz?
That's all
Wonderful.
I'm needing to talk about.
Wonderful, awesome. Well, it seems we've been playing a bit this month. Gone.
We played a bit.
We have indeed. So, this is the part of the show where we move on to the news topic of the show. Are we able to move on, or will we?
We are able to move on.
Can I be a
Execute.
pain in the ass and say, can I just take a quick break?
Yeah, we can take a quick break.
Oh
2
God!
minutes. I could do with using the toilet and filling up my water. So
That's
Okay,
fine.
yeah, so we're just going to take a couple of minutes break. Ladies and gentlemen, when we get back, we will discuss our news topic of today's show, which is, as you've gathered from the title, the microtransaction bullshit. You're welcome. Catch you in a little bit, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the UndeadGamingCast. We've had a little break, and now we're good to move on to the news topic of the episode, which, as said before, oh yes, microtransaction bullshit. So, earlier this month, I believe it was earlier this month, which is, I suppose, is the start of all this sort of erupting again, all this nonsense.
It never stops, does it?
It never stops. No, it doesn't. But every now and then it sort of goes away or it disappears a little bit until the next arsehole comes along and, you know, fucking throws more wood on the fire again. And this time it was, well, surprise, surprise, Warner Brothers Studios, who aren't exactly one of the best companies in the gaming industry. In fact, they're probably one of the worst, if not the worst.
Yeah.
I'd strongly argue for them to be one of the worst.
Konami's really bad.
Yeah, but they're definitely up there with Konami, Ubisoft. Anyway, so Shadows of War, the upcoming sequel to Shadows of Mordor, the awesome Lord of the Rings game. I think that was released in 2014, I think, or 13, one of the two.
Not 13,
something like that. Yeah, obviously developed by Monolith.
It's old enough to be on both of the last, you know, the previous.
It was released in this century.
30th of September 2014.
There you are. And it came out on current gen and last gen at the same time. But yes, so
the last gen version.
Developed by Monolith Studios and published by the fantastic Warner Brothers Studios. The game sort of released to critical acclaim. Did really fucking well. Had a lot of things that were different and new and awesome and interesting, such as the fantastic Nemesis system. Definitely, arguably, one of the best Lord of the Rings games we've ever had released, and just was awesome. Also did Assassin's Creed better than Assassin's Creed. Has done Assassin's Creed arguably since Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed.
Are you getting paid to Assassin's Creed?
I might be. Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
don't buy Assassin's Creed.
In here.
Don't do
Ubisoft,
it.
He's in Ubi's pockets.
Ubi, get on the stream. We love you.
No, we don't. Fuck you, Ubisoft. So, yeah, I said it. So, yes, Shadows of Mordor did really, really good. I mean, it did release to a bit of a dodginess, again, due to Warner Brothers in part, with day one reviews and stuff and embargoes, and the fact that they paid a few streamers off to say that it was really fucking good. All of which they didn't even need to do because the game was genuinely really good and had no issues. And generally when publishers do that to a game, it's because the game's got a fuck ton of problems. Am I right? Assassin's Creed Unity? I'm angry, sorry. So, yes.
We don't talk about Unity.
So, Shadows of War is coming out. Is it September or October?
It's October now.
October. Yes, so coming out later this year, October time. And this month, or early this month, or late last month, they announced the marketplace for Shadows of War. Microtransactions are coming to Shadows of War. Yes, the beloved system which all consumers and gamers fucking love.
Just like Frodo did.
Yep, get your loot boxes just like Frodo did. So yeah, microtransactions are coming to Shadows of War. As you've probably guessed by the way my tone and how I'm discussing this topic or beginning this topic, I'm not fucking happy about it. I'm really pissed off about it. And as I think are Naz and Josh. But I'll let them speak
themselves. I'm not overly happy about it.
I'm not pissed off. I felt it was inevitable because it was Warner Brothers.
Sorry, can I just take this interjection to say it's 10th of October 2017?
Sure.
Just double check the date.
Sure. Yeah, no worries. 10th of October. Awesome. So yes, now for any of you who don't know or have missed the news, Shadows of War will be having a marketplace where you can buy, like we said, loot boxes. So that's essentially crates that allow you to buy weaponry and armor, as well as new orcs for your orc army and stuff like that. As well as boxes which have got a mixture of the lot for a slightly more reasonable price, and with in-game currencies, and of course the fantastic, which I think probably started as a mobile thing, currencies which you buy with real dollar. In-game currencies used to buy with dollar.
It was certainly popularised with mobile. I'm
definitely,
not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure where it probably did originate there.
I must admit, actually, Naz, it goes back to an earlier point that you made about Fortnite, saying it's just that it's that double business model, kind of just people being greedy, I think.
What, Warner Brothers being greedy? No.
No, I don't know what you're on about, Rob. They're an upstanding.
They are. They have been.
Either they're up there with the ranks of Project Red and
definitely up there with Project Red. Yeah.
It's either you're being greedy or your business costs for making a game are too high. In which case, you either stop being greedy or you stop making games. Not hard. Stop doing one or the other.
I'll be honest, I think Warner Brothers should get the fuck out of the gaming industry altogether. Stick to films and all the other shit you do. Get the fuck out of gaming. Because you do this all the fucking time.
Do you know what upsets me most about Warner Brothers, though? Is they actually publish some fucking sick franchises.
Yeah, but they don't make them.
I know, but like, you know, they publish they published like Arkham Asylum and stuff. Like, it's just like so sad.
The only reason they get to publish those games is because they have the licenses.
I know, but
they've got great teams. Most teams can go off and do anything they want with anybody else.
In fairness, if Warner Brothers like disbanded or whatever, there'd be so many other publishers that would snatch like Monolith up and Rocksteady up like that. But yeah, you're right. It's just a shame that they own those properties.
Yeah.
It because we get shit like this. Like, this is the thing. Shadows of War, Mordor came out to such high critical acclaim. It was inevitable we'd get a sequel. It was absolutely inevitable we'd get a sequel. And I think when it was announced and everyone was excited about it. People who loved the first game were really excited about it. Like, of course, like, it was a really good game. And, you know, the fact that some of the stuff we've heard about it, obviously it's a new story, it's more exciting, you know, there's more, you know, new bits and bobs to get involved with, and it's all bigger and better, and they've made a few more changes to the Nemesis system, which, to be honest, is probably one of the best mechanics we've had in a video game in the last 10 years, if not longer. Is definitely one of the best systems we've ever had in a video game. I'm not saying every game should have that system, but they
should be
such a cool idea.
They should be looking at it.
It's straight up such a cool idea. And
I don't understand why more games, like, I don't understand at like what point the guys, it's Monolith, isn't it?
Yeah, Monolith. Yeah,
I can't believe like Monolith were the first guys to think about that either. You know, it's just so hard to think because you just think like you said, like so many games should have that kind of system. Like, such a brilliant idea, and I can't believe that Monolith were the first ones to do it. Just be like, you know what's actually a really good idea? If we did this, just like,
literally. But to the point where you're you know, it's a single player, more or less linear driven game, open world, you know, with a few extra bits and bobs, but it's a linear story, right? You don't get sort of much choice in how the story plays out. However, the fact that you've got this Nemesis system, which allows you to almost create your own stories and your own world and your own enemies, is just fantastic. I've been Let's Playing Shadows of Mordor for way longer than I should have been Let's Playing it on my channel, but for the longest time, for the majority of that Let's Play, I had this one arsehole orc shaping my frustration and basically became my fucking arch nemesis in the game. Never mind the Black Hand and fucking Sauron. It was this fucking arsehole orc guy, like Ludwig or something like that, I can't remember. But he was a fucking arsehole. And for fucking episodes and episodes, that guy taunted me and killed me consistently. And then I got him. But the point is, the fact that you can create these like stories that aren't even like part of like the game's story is fantastic, which means everyone's experience is different. Like, Josh, your experience will have been different to my experience when you live streamed it, and so on Naz's, you know, and that is fantastic. No one really will have had the same experience as anyone else playing this game, and I think that especially made Shadows of Mordor really, really special.
That's like one of the funnest bits as well. Like you've just said, like everyone's experience is different. But like, say, like some asshole kills you, and he's like the one orc that you just know he is your big bad, and you're like, you know, you're doing some story missions and you're just jazzing it up and chilling out and shit, and then all of a sudden you see one of his like struggles pop up, and you're like, damn, I was really invested in the story, but now I need to kill this asshole, and like you just
I'm sorry, I gotta kill the story in Shadow of Mordor. Fuck off. It wasn't any good, that story. The Nemesis system made that game.
I really enjoyed that game. I enjoyed all of that game. I thought it was a bit sloppy towards the last part of it, but I thought the rest of the game was good.
It wasn't great. You were just doing stuff. But what made it great is
just
that
doing stuff.
It was. You were just doing stuff. Oh, look, it's Gollum. Hello, Gollum. What are you doing? Oh, you're doing stuff. Let's do stuff together for a second. cool. Oh, there's somebody over there. I won't see you again after these 2 missions. Great. The things you saw again and again were these orcs would turn up, fuck shit up, you get in there, get killed, or get the killing done, and then you'd be like, well, I've got a little annal of history there. You made your own story based on how you approached those orcs and taking them down. Get back to topic, though. Did any of you actually watch the stream that they did when they said that they were doing microtransactions, when they were showing off the game?
No, but I've seen the clips.
Oh god, they were so happy. They were
mad happy about it. They were super proud of it. They were like, everyone's going to love this. And I'm sitting there thinking...
I don't think they were.
Really?
It felt forced.
Yeah, mate, because everybody loves the opportunity to spend more fucking money on a game you've already $60.
They had a clear vision for something they wanted to do to make this game. It's like, okay, we're going to make a sequel to one of our, like, the best thing we've ever done. It's going to be bigger, better than ever. Warner Bros. Comes in. Yeah, you're going to put microtransaction there because we don't make enough money. What? Yeah, get them in there somehow. Find a way. I don't care. Get them in there. You got to tick this box if you want to make a game with us. If you want to use our license, use our system that we now own, even though you made it, you got to get it in there. So I was like, okay. And then watching them just go, oh, as you noticed, there's microtransactions. You've got the marketplace and the coins and stuff. And people can still unlock the stuff in the game. Yeah. Please play the game. Please play the game. We definitely, please play the game. It doesn't matter that you buy microtransactions. If it didn't matter, it wouldn't be in there. And the only reason it matters is because publishers want to make money.
Yeah, literally.
Right.
Yeah,
so I know that we don't really call the chat out on the podcast, but like Damsel, who is the mod in my channel, has just summed up the feeling of the room perfectly there, where it's $60, $60 of microtransactions, head in hands. Did they bump their heads or just fall down 8 fucking floors of stairs? Jesus, like
sums it up.
That is just perfect.
Sums it up.
Absolutely perfect.
Also, big shout out to Damsel in Distress. She is a Twitch streamer, a fantastic Twitch streamer. You should definitely go check her out. Twitch.tv/Damsel in Distress. So go check her out. But yes,
shall we move on from a game we all love to a game I actually actively despise in PlayerUnknown's Battleground?
I'm not done with Shadows of War yet, Naz.
No, we haven't even touched it on Shadows of War.
I'm not done, buddy.
I'm pretty certain we've touched it. We've had like 5 minutes of talking about how bullshit those microtransactions are, and 20 minutes of going Rob's love interest in that fucking game. I'm pretty certain if that game was a woman, Robin Hood would be off.
Right, here's the thing. Here's one of the reasons I love Shadows of Mordor so much, right? No, because I need to explain myself now, because Naz, you called me out.
You did it last time.
I don't care, I'll do it again.
We know you love this game.
So, I might be a little bit biased towards it, but that's because I love Tolkien. I love Lord of the Rings. Like, everyone who knows me, I'm a huge nerd for it.
It's fine, love it.
So, and so for me, it was like almost like a nostalgia trip as well, with all the lore and all the little bits that were put in, blah, 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 blah. Anyway,
there during Lord of the Rings.
But Shadows of fucking War, why, again, it's not Monolith putting in these microtransactions. It's so blatantly Warner Brothers, as we've said.
Yeah.
It's so blatantly them pushing it to make more money. Yeah. And yes, although we've been making jokes about it and it's been said in the chat, it is $60 for a full game release, and then on top of that, microtransactions.
If you want to get ahead.
Why is that allowed? And this is it. If you want to get ahead, if you want to get certain drops quicker than others because you just want to buy them certain pieces of armor or certain followers or whatever. So, and you know for a fact as well that someone at Monolith has now messed around with the drop rates of certain things, making it harder to get those things, because obviously they're going to be pushing all these microtransactions as much as possible. They're going to want you to buy those fucking weapons and armor rather than wait to naturally get them in the game. They have said you can naturally get them in the game, but again, as I've said,
that's not good enough, though, is it? If you could naturally get them in the game, they wouldn't be there.
Exactly. No doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that they've also messed with the drop rate of these weapons and armors and the orcs that you find in the game to be your followers. And on top of that, they're also implementing a new system, which is the like this fortress attack fucking system, where you can pit your army against another player's fortress. So it's like a multiplayer functionality in the game. Now, they have said as well that everything you get from these microtransactions you can use in that multiplayer functionality. So this multiplayer functionality that they've added into Shadows of War, which was an okay idea, is now completely pay to win. There's no reason for you to play that unless you buy all the microtransactions.
Yeah, speaking as someone whose favourite game was rendered unplayable by microtransactions introduced into it a month after release, I feel for you. I do feel for you.
It's disgusting.
Really hate what they did to Metal Gear Solid 5 for that.
Yeah.
Because it was my favourite game.
Bullshit.
And they ruined it.
It's bullshit.
So hard.
And this is it. And there's a ranked version of this online play where you can lose your orcs. They can die completely. And the fact that you're going to lose to a guy who's got like fucking 50 quid to spunk on loot crates. Like, what's the point? What's the fucking point? I can't like express how angry I am at this, other than to be like, I'm genuinely thinking of just completely boycotting the game altogether and not buying it. That's how strongly I feel about it. And honestly, that's the only way developers and publishers like this and believe in these practices are going to see that it's bullshit and they shouldn't do it, and it's anti-consumer.
You're right there.
Sorry, guys, I'm having to go ham in chat banning assholes who are just abusing people.
No, I'm talking to Rob.
Yeah, F that. Thank you very much, Josh.
I'm talking to Rob. Hey, he had to pause after all that. He just sounded really upset. I can't see his face. I've just got this poor image in my head of him just
I won't tolerate abuse to anybody who's podcasting and any of our actual viewers.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, thank you very much for catching that, Josh.
Yeah, good man. Should we talk PlayerUnknown's background now?
Yeah, go for it, bud.
Because I'd like to rip on this game because it's a piece of shit. So, do either of you know about the shit that's been going down with it?
Well, you do, obviously, and I'd assume possibly...
Yeah, I do.
I
do. I feel
Josh does, because he's been playing it, or I don't know. I've not.
So, what's been going on with that game is it's a crap game for streamers who like to stream crap games. That's nice. It's okay from what I've seen. It's not for me, but it's okay. But I've never really kind of gelled with it in terms of like watching stuff like that. There's something always been a bit off about it. Turns out the developer, a piece of shit. So first, it's a game in early access that you're paying for, and you accept that some things are going to change because it's an early access. And unfortunately, you don't like it when things change, but that's the roll of the die. They're doing microtransactions in a game that's not been finished yet. Now, obviously, there's some of the stuff like this has happened before with Ark Survival Evolved, where they put out DLC for that game.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god! Yeah.
They put out full. It's Scorched Earth, wasn't it? They put out full
Scorched
DLC
Earth. They put out full DLC whilst the game was still in early access. So that's a good time, but it's nothing compared to doing microtransactions in a game, and particularly, oh god, what's the event? Was it Gamescom? They were doing a special Gamescom box that needed like loot keys to unlock, which you had to buy. And then they used the money from that to fund the tournament for themselves, for their game. It's just kind of like, what shady bullshit are you going to pull next? It's so greedy. So unbelievably greedy.
And this is it. Like never mind games which are going to be full proper releases and AAA titles or whatever that, like we've said, have got several different fucking versions that you can buy, like Shadows of War does, and have got all these fucking microtransactions on top of a $60 release minimum, or a $60 game buy fucking minimum. You've got games that are like this that are fucking early access and have been for years, like you said, Naz, with Ark. And then was all, and the devs were like, it's not finished yet, it's early access, but you can buy it. Like, I fucking hate this early access bullshit model. It's such a fucking bullshit model. And it's so clearly not early access.
It's great for people who are indie devs who want to get the game out there, and they got a good idea, like Starbound, for instance. I like the fact that Starbound was in early access, was very, very playable, but they have switched it up. And like the finished game now is far different from the game that I first played.
Yeah.
Far different. Like quests and stuff and all that kind of crap.
But this is it. That's like one in how many games and developers that have just taken the piss with early access as a business model, if you can call it that.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really because you bank on a lot of faith of people in early access to buy your game when it's still being worked on. And there are games I've looked at, like Crosscode, for instance. So I've looked at and gone, I'd really like to play that. It's in early access though, so I'm worried that if I do start playing it now and they change it, I'll come back at it with the same head of steam that I had done before, and kind of held off until it's finished. But I've admired a lot of those games from afar.
Yeah.
And to see some of the games pulling the crap they pull and just taking the absolute piss with the faith that people put in them to help maintain their studios so they make the game. I just don't know how you sleep at night doing that, really. It's beyond grotesque.
It is,
beyond.
Yeah. You're right there, Josh. You're typing a lot.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just writing out a message to chat on a no bullshit policy. Just carry on.
Okay. But yeah, no, I completely agree, Naz. It's just anti-consumer. At the end of the day, and like, but this is the problem. This is the big problem. Like we can spout as much shit and anger about it as possible, but nothing's going to change unless people do something about it. And what you can all do is not buy those games. Like, I mean, people are arguing with Shadows of War, for example, that, oh, well, I'll buy the game, but I just won't buy the microtransactions. By that point, it's too late, because regardless of whether you're going to spunk another 20 quid on microtransactions, you've still given them $60 to say that we're okay with you doing this with our game.
Here's the biggest one. Ubisoft have often in the past used an excuse, particularly Michel Ancel, God bless his soul, he does make exceptional games, but they have often used the excuse of, if you buy this game, maybe we'll think about making a game that you actually want. And that's been Beyond Good and Evil 2, they've always been saying. I think he said that with Rayman Legends. I think another one was said that with, maybe Watch Dogs, something like that. But they've tried to like put a carrot on a stick in that sense, like, or maybe if you do this, we'll do something good. They never do that.
Sorry, guys, can you just give me the TLDR on this conversation while I was typing out that disclaimer?
Oh, we were doing a big transition from like talking about how early access games, like that's a big sense of like investing money and then people take the piss of that.
Yeah,
and now
sure.
we moved on to kind of like what the biggest problem of this all is that without us not committing our money, the problem doesn't get solved.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
that's the only kind of solution to that problem. And you can't take any of what publishers say at face value anymore.
No, you can't.
Because they're thinking about it all the time. They're thinking about how to get more money out of you. And I feel sorry for any devs that would, like Square Enix with Hitman. Hitman looks like it was a complete game, and they carved it up and sold it off as episodic content because they had no idea how they were going to do anything with it to make money.
In all fairness, I heard to Hitman's credit that episodic style actually worked in favour of the game really well.
I hope it did. I genuinely hope it did. I've heard stories how like
I've genuinely
this, that, and the other with it.
Anything but good stuff about that game.
It did. But the problem with it is the fact that there's a lot of like missions and game modes which aren't available anymore because it's such an online game, and in a couple of years' time, when the server shut down, that game will be unplayable, and there'll be no way to play that game. And also, Square Enix, because partly due to their business model, I think possibly, but Square Enix, like they did with the first Tomb Raider reboot, have now dubbed Hitman a failure. After Absolution and what they did with the most recent episodic Hitman, I think they've given up on the IP.
It didn't make enough money. It's not even that it lost money. It didn't make enough money.
Yeah. And they've given up on the IP.
Because it was so well received, I'm pretty sure that Hitman actually made money.
Oh, no, definitely.
I am really glad that when they let Ico go, they let them keep the Hitman IP though. So at least they've got something they can carry on working on.
Oh, absolutely.
But
That's
the funny thing is, though, like Square Enix did this with, like I said, with Tomb Raider. That made millions, but it didn't make what Square Enix thought it would make.
Didn't make enough millions.
So it was a
Didn't make
failure.
enough millions.
It still made like a fuck ton of money, more money than I'll ever see in my lifetime. But Square Enix saw it as a failure still. And again, you're right. Yeah, of course it made money, Hitman, but it, like Naz said, it didn't make enough money for Square Enix's ridiculous expectations of how games and the industry works.
I genuinely think the AAA bubble is about to burst.
I fucking hope it does, to be honest.
It's got to burst soon because this is getting too much now, and I fear we might get our video games crash again.
No, that won't ever happen. That won't ever happen.
It might happen. You'd never know.
I don't believe that'll ever happen, to be honest.
I certainly think that consoles are dying. I think 10 years down the road, maybe nobody will have one. Maybe there'll be one left. Maybe Nintendo will keep doing one, but...
Well, to be fair,
yeah, because they're like 20 years
Nintendo
behind everyone else.
Nintendo are going to be making...
Nintendo just make Nintendo games, mate. Don't worry about it.
The sun eats the earth.
So when I'm 80, I'll only be able to play Mario Kart. That's it. Nothing else.
On a Nintendo machine, you can still play stuff on PC. PC's not
it's
dying.
it's really funny because they might have caught up with VR by then, Rob, and you'll be able to, like those little motorized granddad scooters.
Yeah.
You'll be able to like put yourself in the game and you'll be racing Mario.
Nah, we'll
If
all
only
be living that
throwing close-cut mushrooms out of my fucking scooter.
Out of your little basket.
Yeah.
We'll all be San Juniper in it. We'll all be in fucking pods, living in fucking San Juniper. Black Mirror. Full Black Mirror. Ooh,
But like,
that's a world.
but honestly, like the way shit's going with AAA is ridiculous. But as I've said, and I don't think anyone can argue against it. If you're mad and you want this to stop buying those games. I really want to buy and play Shadows of War. I really fucking do. As I've said, I'm a huge Tolkien fan. I fucking love anything Lord of the Rings. I'm a sucker. I'll buy it. And I fucking love Shadows of Mordor. Loved it. And I would love to play the sequel. But due to this microtransaction bullshit, I am boycotting that game. Oh my god.
Fucking
Twitch alerts. I'm sorry.
You're making yourself miserable by not buying a game you want to buy.
Sorry, what was that, Naz?
Devs miserable by not buying the game they've worked really hard on for, 2-3 years? And you're saying fuck the publishers who will still probably earn money off the back of a load of other people buying it.
I know I'm like one voice in like a million, but at the same time, I don't.
I think a lot of people lose out of that more than the people who win.
I can't just sort of sit there and say that I don't agree with this and then still support that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you should do, Rob, I figured it out. I figured the thing out. You should go down to Monolith. Right?
Yeah.
I think they're in America somewhere. Go over there, get a plane. Take the money you would have given them, give it directly to the man.
I think they're French, actually. I think
the head of creative, put it in his hand. There's the £50 I'm going to give you. I'm going to get a flight.
There
I'll
you go,
back
mate.
off. I'll see you later.
There you go, mate. That's for you.
That's for you. That's yours now.
That's for you.
Okay. Well,
Keep me out there begging on the street. It's fine. It'll be easy to find.
The actual line of the podcast, I feel we've lost a little bit. So
we lost it.
Let's get back to actual microtransactions. So a question I was thinking about before we started the podcast is:
yes.
Is there a place for microtransactions in games?
If you're not charged for the game, I don't mind it.
So in a free-to-play model, microtransactions are fine.
They've got to make money somewhere on that.
Yep. No, I agree.
And if the game's good enough, you will put money in. There are a couple of games I've put in money for that have been free. Robocraft was one of them. I was having a good time with it. I bought like a month subscription because that's what the model they were doing at the time. They've changed it since then, which obviously because early access. But it was free. I was enjoying it. I wanted to enjoy it a little bit longer, so that was fine. I had my fun with that. I don't think about it much now, but I had my fun with it. I think it's fine free to play because games dev is expensive. They're going to have to make money somewhere. But that doesn't mean it's not beyond criticism.
Yeah.
Like
free to play models are absolutely fine.
If you're doing loot boxes, you need to accept you're kind of doing gambling.
Which is fair enough. I don't so much mind the gambling aspect. It's like for me, for example,
it's kind of.
I think
it's important to note that. I think it's important that games become now noted for having microtransactions in there. I think it's important that they write it in bold on the box. I believe it's important that it be a Steam description. When you got it's a single player game, there are leaderboards, there's microtransactions in there. It all needs to be in there now, so that mostly parents can make an informed decision when the child looks at it and go, "Oh, so you will be able to get more out of me and my child through this game."
Yeah.
Because there will be child pressure on that to go, "Oh, I need to get these boxes so I can keep up with everybody else playing this game." You need to be informed as a parent. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that there should be more. There should be higher visibility on games that do include microtransactions and not just like a little kind of tiny line on your app store or whatever that say microtransactions included or whatever.
Because we had that shit with mobile games for fucking years, where you hear those horror stories of parents that have racked up millions and millions of dollars on a game that they've not even played, but their kid has been playing on their tablet.
Yeah. See, I mean, personally, I don't mind your Team Fortress 2 hack kind of scenario, your Overwatch loot boxes. Don't mind that at all, because realistically, doesn't particularly impact on any of the content that you can't earn for free, and it makes no odds to the game at all.
And it's all cosmetic.
It's all cosmetic. So I have no problem with microtransactions in terms of cosmetic items. Where I have a problem, kind of bringing this back to the actual reason for the topic, and I think Rob mentioned this earlier.
Yep.
With the Shadow of War's loot boxes, where you've got your weapons and your armor, which is whatever, kind of bullshit, kind of not, kind of paying for your orcs. That's where it's a problem, where you go in, raid other people's forts, and they'll probably have RPG rarities on these orcs, so they'll be orange, purple, blue, green, white, or whatever. And if you've spent hundreds of dollars getting these goddamn yellow orcs, and you go and raid somebody else's thing, do you know what I mean? You're then paying to win.
Yeah.
Or FIFA with the Ultimate Team, those sticker packs and stuff, you're kind of locking the highest level of that stuff is hidden behind you actually having the money to buy the sticker packs to do that.
And you're also quite openly and intentionally locking out a majority of your player base from playing a section of your game which you've put in, and you want people to play because they put $60 up for it in buying this game, but you've intentionally locked out a majority of your player base because you've made a system which is now pay to win.
Yeah. That's the issue, I think. For example, Overwatch. I know that Rob has never bought an Overwatch loot box once in his life,
and will never do it.
And you've got skins for some of your characters.
I do.
Do you know what I mean?
Which I've got naturally, and I've used the in-game currency, all of which I've got naturally through playing the game. But it doesn't bother me that much. But they're just cosmetics. Whereas
for me, I personally really like that, and I do buy loot boxes on occasion. When I fancy a treat, payday or whatever, I do buy the loot boxes. And I love me a Soldier Barbecue Dad skin, for example. Do
you think though?
That's fine. As far as I'm concerned,
the Summer Games type of events creates more of an interest and more of a focus on those rarity items. It drives up those loot boxes.
I'm 100% convinced that is the case. And how do I know that? Because I am a quote unquote victim of that. Yeah. Because I always look on the events. I always look for the cool skins, and I'm always there's the option for you to earn 3 free in addition to your loot box that you get every time you level, you can get about somewhere between 3 to 5 free loot boxes a week just by playing in the arcade, which is like a sub mode of the game if you've never played.
It's like your dailies, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah, almost like your daily. So it's like a weekly or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can have 3 to 5 loot boxes a week, and the event lasts for 2 weeks, plus whatever you get from leveling, and obviously your own experience in those games. So I mean, if you do. If you play enough, you could probably earn somewhere between maybe 5 to 15 loot boxes, let's say. Let's be generous. Whereas and yeah, sure, every loot box you get would be a Summer Games loot box, but like your chance of an epic drop, like a yellow skin, is 1 in 9. So out of those 15, you're guaranteed more or less one, at least. Kind of so.
But this is it. How much money you spunking away to get those things, and it's just ridiculous.
I mean, it goes anywhere between like £2 to like £30, depending on how many you buy. Like,
but again, like the typical argument is, at the end of the day, if you don't like it, you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to buy it, which is fair enough.
And like, I know Overwatch, like I said, you could add 15 of them for free by doing nothing but playing the game.
Yeah.
Which is the right approach.
That doesn't prevent me from not seeing the fact that they are artificially creating hype and interest, because once that Summer Games is over, you can't get one of those skins that you wanted.
Yeah,
there is a drive for people who are more susceptible to that kind of gambling aspect.
Yeah,
that kind of need to play the odds, spend money, invest more and more money and time into it. I completely get what you're all saying.
I will defend Blizzard here and say they have reintroduced some of the skins into natural loot boxes, like the kind of non-event tied loot boxes for that exact reason.
Blizzard is one of the lighter offenders of it. They're still offenders of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But I'm glad they responded to that, and I've noticed that as well. But there is still that driving, because they're still a company who needs to make money. And they're running.
Well, I mean, let's be honest.
If
Blizzard never made another penny in their lives, they'd probably still be all right.
But yeah, they're run by Activision though.
But here's the thing. So you've got microtransactions which are all cosmetic, right?
Which are, yes.
For example, in Overwatch.
Yes.
But and of the two evils, let's compare Overwatch loot boxes to Shadows of War loot boxes, where it's become it is clearly blatantly pay to win, and it's going to affect your single player experience of the game, because drop rates no doubt are going to be ridiculous for certain things, promoting you to buy said things.
But remind me to come back to that when you're finished your point, by the way, Rob, because I need to have a rant about that.
Cool.
I have a thing to add as well.
Does it not? Is it not just altogether bad that microtransactions are a thing? Like, I know there's lesser of the two evils. But the fact that regardless of which company deals with it in the way they do, should we just get rid of them all fucking together? Because it's all just an excuse for companies to see, oh, that's another way we can get more money out of our consumers. That's working, so let's just do that. And it just takes one arsehole like Warner Brothers, do you know what I mean? Or Ubisoft, Ubisoft have already done it anyway in fucking like Far Cry and stuff. But, to take it to the next extreme, where it's like, well, we're gonna take certain weapons and armor out of the game, increase those drop rates to make it more difficult, so you want to buy our microtransactions, and that just sours your game. It's just an ever-ending cycle. Should we not altogether just get rid of microtransactions completely?
Oh, we're not debating that. If we wanted it, we would have had everything. Just you buy the game, you get the game. Fortunately, that's not the world we live in.
Sadly.
Now, here's the thing I want to talk about. Do you think that, with your mentality, certainly, Rob, that you're more likely to buy a microtransaction box in Shadow Mordor, knowing that it won't make too much of a difference because of people investing money in it, or in Overwatch, where everybody thinks it's just cosmetic and it's all fine?
I'd be more likely to buy a microtransaction for a cosmetic.
In Overwatch, exactly.
In Overwatch, yeah.
And like I say, it's all fine and good. If you want to buy it, I'm not judging anybody for doing it.
I'm not saying I would.
Saying stuff is cosmetic,
because
that is in the game,
yeah.
That is on the disc or on the download. That skin exists. You are buying to unlock it, or you are playing to unlock it.
Yeah.
You have not got your whole content until every single one of those skins and every single one of those sprays and every single one of those voice lines are unlocked.
This content that's unlocked behind a paywall.
It's fine that people want to buy it and people want to unlock that, but there are still business practices in there that are shady.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you, Naz.
Josh, did you have a point you want to come back to?
So the point that I was making actually is why the fuck do we need loot boxes in a single player game?
Yep.
Like,
riddle me this, Batman.
What fucking literally.
Oh, we don't. But it's been happening for ages
riddle me
now.
this, Italian. At what fucking point like did like
You said
You know,
Italian and not Italian, didn't you?
no, yeah, Italian. The main
Riddle me this,
character-
Italians.
The main character that is in the main character of the Shadows series, Italian, the Ranger.
Italian brackets the Ranger.
Fuck's sake. Twat.
Let's forget about Domio Day for a second and talk about these microtransactions, Italians. God damn it,
Hold off on
Josh.
there. Look at fucking Sauron. We're going to talk about this. Are you finding loot boxes, son?
But like, I just want to know at what point, like, did so there's the old Team Fortress hats, kind of like, or the Overwatch skins. It's like I look different to you, and like other people can see that, like. When I play Soldier 76 and I'm in my barbecue dad outfit and Rob plays his diva and his diva looks different and do you know what I mean? That's like a little bit of you almost. Do you know what I mean? Like you pick that loadout and that's a little bit of you.
Yeah.
That's fine. And you get to showcase that with other players that you're sharing the game with, sure?
Yeah.
But like at what point do we need loot boxes in a fucking single player game where the only person impacting your experience is you?
Yep.
Like the main impact, as we discussed at length earlier in the Shadows game, is that Nemesis system where you craft your own story around the Nemesis system. Why do I need to fucking unlock loot boxes for swords and shit when like Talion just he used the same fucking sword the entirety of Shadows of Mordor and it did him just fucking grand.
Yeah, the only thing that you
People got
upgraded was
away
the
with it
runes,
once.
and that was it. That was a system that was pretty basic and generic for most games because you're just upgrading your weapon or personalizing it.
You're just like min-maxing percentages.
Yeah,
basically.
but it worked fine. I would have been perfectly happy. I would have been perfectly happy if Shadows of War is exactly the same game as Shadows of Mordor, just with a new story. Even if they hadn't even have touched the Nemesis system, I'd been happy. I'd been fine.
Yeah, but Warner Brothers aren't happy with that. They're not making enough money out of you, son.
Damn straight.
Get in there.
That's it.
That's the problem. Because they know it's going to sell because it sold before and it will sell again. They want to get more money though.
And it's sold to critical acclaim in the first place, so they're just cashing
That's the
in
worst
hard.
bit, isn't it?
That is the worst
really,
bit,
isn't it? It's it's going to be good, and this is happening because they want to make more money. That's the worst. That is the worst and most cynical thing to grab cash out of.
It's a shame. And also, just for anyone who's thinking
what the
about
remedy
buying
is.
Shadows of War, Warner Brothers don't respect you. You are cattle to them. They honestly think you're fucking cash cows. That's how they describe you in their business meetings. They don't call you people. They don't respect you as a person, as a gamer. They don't give a fuck. You're just a wallet to them.
The funniest ones are GTA Online's ones. So GTA Online's got like you can buy cards to get money in the game, and GTA is a parody of life itself. So they call the cards like whale cards, like shark cards and things like that. They're still looking for whales though. They're still making money off people in that game through microtransactions. It's bad.
That's the irony of it, though. I guess.
I mean, they've satirized it, but they're still doing it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
they may have satirized it and poked fun at it, but they're still the ones doing
The
it.
ones doing it and making mad bank off of it.
Yeah.
That's why it's lived for so long, probably.
This is the most cynical podcast for a while.
Yeah, I know. We haven't had an episode
We do a
that's
cynical
cynical for
podcast.
us.
It happens occasionally. So, but yeah, I think we've probably come to the end of our microtransaction bullshit rant about gaming.
Yeah, it's one of the rare times where we presented an issue, and the solution's so simple and yet so impossible.
Yeah.
Stop
doing
fucking
it.
doing it.
It's shit, but that's sadly the way it is. And I
is
genuinely
the way it
think that the only way that we're going to get through to developers and publishers is by boycotting these games. If you don't agree with it on whatever level, stick to your guns, stick to your morals.
Yeah.
You might feel like one voice in a million, but you know, you want to go back on your own morals just to...
That's the problem, though, isn't it?
It's up to you.
My morals are pretty weak. Getting that Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Getting that Destiny 2. Well, there's microtransactions in there.
Yep.
But the more you do it, the more these
And I ain't gonna
companies are just
fucking
going to...
lie. I'm not gonna lie. I did treat myself on payday to some Overwatch loot boxes for the summer event. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did that.
There's no conventional booth here, Josh. You do what you want with
those
your
money
money.
udders.
Yeah, just squeezing my teats.
Squeezing teats.
So,
Cool.
yes, that was our main news topic of this month. Sorry, it was a bit of a cynical one, but there you have it. It does happen occasionally. We're gamers, and the reason we're angry about it is because we love gaming.
Yeah, because we're passionate.
And we're passionate, and we love these games, and we want these games to do well, and these fucking companies to respect us. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, that's it.
Tell you what.
Damn it!
That's it. Yeah, kind of in summary, like
We've ended this on a downer. What we need to remember is Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
The video games are coming back again.
Jesus Christ.
It's coming. Good video games.
I mean, like, I think as to summarize, as Rob said, we're all gamers.
Yep.
We're cynical, but because we're passionate, and we just want companies and mainly publishers to stop being so fucking anti-consumer all the time.
Yep.
And let us just love the hobby that we love. Do you know what I mean?
It's also really nice for me to be on the right side of history at this point in this one, because I've had to defend a whole bunch of shit for the past 2-3 podcasts, maybe, and to come in and just be like, yeah, everybody's on the same page this month. Brilliant. Yeah. And I'm in for this.
I live for podcast host unity.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you had it here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, that's brought us to the end of the Undead Gaming Cast. And how we like to round off the show is by basically plugging the shit out of ourselves. So, Naz Dragonheart, what do you do and where can we find you, sir?
Well, I do the Twitters at Naz_Dragonheart. The YouTube, maybe, at some point. I will get round to it. I was going to do something this week, and then things got busy in my house that didn't include me.
Bastards.
But you can find that at youtube.com/talkplay. That's one word. I'm going to say it's one word. Sorry. Carry on rolling. But I am going to plan on doing a Twitch stream Friday. This week. I'm going to do Rayman Rabbids.
Yes.
I'm enjoying the shit out of that game.
Awesome.
So, and it lets you do multiple save files, which is a very un-Nintendo thing. It's a very Ubisoft thing. So
that's very good.
And a thing which is becoming less and less nowadays as well in some games. Like, that's a
it's
bullshit thing.
It's very appreciated that I can do a separate game save file, and none of it will matter because I don't get any trophies or achievements. But you can find that at twitch.tv/talk_play.
Awesome. Yeah, so definitely go check Naz out there. So, Josh. What are you doing? What do you do? And where can we find you?
I am a Twitch streamer. I do stream a lot, but the last couple of weeks have been hella hectic. I know that lots of my guys are currently in here supporting me and supporting you two, which is incredibly nice of them, and I love them all. I'm sorry that my streams have been sucky. In August, my August has been hell. At the moment, I am playing Fortnite on the channel. I will be playing Fortnite and Overwatch until Destiny 2 come out, and then I will probably lose my life to Destiny 2.
Are we going to do a bit of a Destiny 2 streaming there, Josh?
Yes, sir.
You, me?
We are.
On there? Your boys?
I am going...
Back in the saddle?
You will most likely not see me next month for the podcast, and I don't think they will see me at work. I'm going to lose another 600 hours to Destiny, I think. Again,
we'll just play it on the stream, won't we?
That's it. You'll just have, you'll just have to join the party. Hey, Josh, what do you think about this?
Oh yeah, express it through bullets in Destiny.
But yes, you can find me on Twitter at SingularityJosh, on Facebook /SingularityJosh, and of course the most important one on Twitch at twitch.tv/SingularityJosh.
Wunderbar. So, I am the Undead Gamer. You're welcome. So, I primarily YouTuber. You can find me at youtube.com/the Undead Gamer. I was about to say SingularityJosh then. Don't do that.
Double plug.
I mean, if you want to double plug me, Rob, go ahead.
That. No, you plugged yourself enough. Yes, youtube.com/the Undead Gamer, where you can find content of games and stuff and let's plays, and it's a laugh, I think. I don't know. Let me know. Check it out. See what you think. Who knows?
I enjoy it, but only because I make some of it with you.
Well, there you go. And you can also find me on Twitter at the Undead Gamer to stay up to date with me and everything and stuff like that, and Facebook at the Undead Gamer as well. And also, I'm still trying to fucking sort my shit out with these weekly live streams that I've been saying I'd be doing for months, but haven't been. So you can probably find me next Tuesday starting a new live stream of possibly Doom. So I don't know, but I might be there. But stay tuned for that. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. Doing the stuff and things. So thank you very much for watching this month's Undead Gaming Cast episode. Is it 19? I think it was 19. Probably 19.
19.
You said 19 about
I said 19 at the start. I've forgotten now. But
Well,
yes,
it is 19.
there we go. So thank you very much for watching this month's episode of the Undead Gaming Cast. Of course, if you enjoyed the show, please stick around and follow us on Twitch to watch the live stream live every 4th Tuesday of the month. Of course, if you missed us, you can catch the VOD on the YouTube channel, which comes out that same week at some stage as well, so you can catch the VOD there. Or if you prefer, you can download and listen for free on iTunes. Just type in the Undead Gamer or Undead Gaming Cast, and you should find us. Also, give us a little review on there, because it really helps us out, and we would love your face forever. So, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the live stream, and we will catch you again soon. Bye-bye.